Morning. Very good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, KD.
Hey guys, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Cody.
Very good morning, sir.
Just now finished 5K in 1K.
Oh, very good. Very nice. I was thinking of a 5 km today. I'll try a 5 km.
Ready?
I was also thinking of a 5 km today.
They immediately saying you are willing to come to Milo.
No.
Finished a 5 km walk. Who was that?
Not walk.
Running.
Running.
Continuous 5 km running?
How much time, Gary?
Is it continuous 5 kilometers running? Or?
In between, we'll walk, brisk walk.
Okay.
But Venkat will not stop anywhere.
Unstoppable.
Non-stop.
Stop. Is the mic okay now today?
Yeah.
Kirti? Okay.
Yeah.
Good morning, Teddy.
Morning, Priya. Let's give 2 minutes more. Okay, that's everybody. Then we'll get started. How was your Saturday morning? Sorry. Was that sorry?
Today one new movie, Kannada movie is released there.
Which movie is that?
Punit's last movie.
Oh, Punit Kumar's last movie, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is that released for today?
Yeah.
What's the movie name? I forgot. I know the movie.
James.
James.
Yes.
This was also was supposed to be called high budget movie, right? It was a high budget movie.
Movie Gandhara Guri also is there, but I don't know if it is so. He also
But this, did he finish the complete shooting, or were some many pieces left off?
but their brother, Smith Rajkumar's brother was gave voice on the place of Puneet.
Acha, dubbing was not done, so he would have. Puneet Rajkumar has left a big impression, huge impression. I think I wish when he was there, that publicity or would have been there, but only after he passed away, unfortunately, people came to know what he is, how humble he is.
He lost.
I knew it because we stay here, right? So we know it, but not the entire world knows. So
No, he did lot of charities and he did so many charities. No, he did
yeah. I'm just saying that people didn't know what type of celebrity, how humble he
not
was.
show at all. Most celebrities will show, but Puneet did not show what he did.
People didn't know much. But I'm talking people in the sense I'm talking of outside Karnataka. People didn't know. Some of them, yeah, people who watch movies would know, but not everyone.
Morning, KD.
Yes, morning, Avinash. People are joining by. Shall we get started? Expected presence. Don't worry, not everybody will join. Yeah. And moreover, all batches put together. Still sent a message in the group. Let's see. One second, please. I'll just let me quickly check this one. Okay, Gopi is joining, sir. Just a second.
Good morning, KD.
Good morning, Joel.
Hello, KD. Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Hey,
I'm already in the call.
We're already there. Sorry, I was thinking you. Okay.
Morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, let me spotlight you, Gopi, so that everybody will see. Yeah. Okay. Now you're on the limelight. Okay.
Hello.
Let me add myself to the spotlight.
Hi.
Yeah. So you'll see both
Hi.
of us guys.
Hi, Gopi. Good morning. Gopi.
Very good morning.
So first of all, before starting the session, literally, I want to clarify one important thing. This is going to be a interactive session. It would not be any kind of me or Gopi talking and you listening. Okay. So please keep that in mind. But before that, we will complete the basic agenda. We will set the stage first. Sorry, not we. Gopi will set the stage first. So I will, first 3 slides are mine. Rest all is Gopi's. Done. So, and again, wherever, let's drive the questions in the right direction. And Gopi was clearly telling me that, KD, let's complete the content in the less than half an hour's time. Let's give remaining all time for questions, because it's that was Gopi's suggestion. So he was saying that, how can we explore PowerShell? How can we learn PowerShell? Is it really required or not? Let them know the value of PowerShell. Then I think I will let Gopi talk. So Gopi, without wasting any time, shall we get started right away?
Yes, KD.
Okay.
Yes.
Chalo then. Gopi, first 3 slides are mine as counted. So I'm opening up.
Sure, KD. Jump onto the presentation.
Yes, just give me 1 minute second. I'm sharing my screen so you can see it. Let me know once you see my screen share. All good?
Yes, we can see. I can see it.
So everyone, just to give you a glimpse of today's session, as you all know, first of all, the session is called as, this session is more on PowerShell. KD, why should I learn PowerShell? Why should I be in PowerShell? Why should I own PowerShell? Why should I mm, show the interest towards PowerShell? If these are the questions somewhere running in your mind. Are, why should I learn programming first of all? Are, KD, we all discussed that this course will not have programming. Then why are we bringing this discussion? So this is not mandate part of the course. That is why we are doing it separately. Okay. This is your choice. Okay, your choice. If you want to learn PowerShell, show interest. If you do not want to own this piece, for example, my friend Imtiaz might not like it because he's more of a graphical guy over a command guy. So, or maybe Imtiaz can surprise all of us. We never know by saying that, hey, I love PowerShell. So we never know, sir, which impression, what it leaves on you. So without any further delay, moving on. So PowerShell was called as monad. So remember this word in the brackets. We'll talk in a few minutes. So today's agenda is very simple, talking about the history of PowerShell, talking about the versions of PowerShell, different versions of PowerShell, and then what exactly is PowerShell and what magical things you can do, what you can do, Gopi will anyway show. And then what are commandlets? Start with commandlets, basic steps, baby steps. Okay, commandlets. And then what is an execution policy? I mean, in simple words, next 15-20 minutes, less than that, sir, this is what you're going to see. Okay, I'll go on. And some question and answers a lot. So, yeah, it is 1982. So this should be definitely, before talking about PowerShell, we must go back to 1982, where all this started, right? DOS. Microsoft started the first operating system called disk operating system, MS-DOS, in 1982. So, and in those days, right, there was no graphical and people used to write commands. Everything was purely command shell. It was purely a command shell. It is shell. Can I tell you one thing? Now also we have it, sir. Now also we have it. If you open start, you all know this, right? Open command prompt, run as administrator, that we always do. What is this? This is nothing but shell. What you type in command prompt is nothing but shell. This is our shell. So in olden days, people used to call it as command shell. Now we call it command prompt. Or now also you can call it command shell. What can you do in command shell, guys? You can type basic commands like in dir. You can see the pwd, present working directory, or you can type some DOS commands, etc. You can type some DOS commands. You can type some DOS commands if you want. So it's a shell. Now, point is, in olden days, 1982's time, when somebody wants to automatically run some 10 commands, 20 commands, there was no option. So automation was not there. Any command you want to run, you have to manually run. So in those days, what they used to do is something called batch programming, batch scripting. That means open a notepad, type a dir command, type any commands, please, cd command, something. It's your choice, whatever cd dot cd backslash. So you whatever commands you have, 10, 15 commands you have, or 10, 15, 20, 100. Keep all the commands inside a notepad, and save that. Save that as a my first dot bat file or batch file, bat. Is that okay? Just save it as a bat file, bat. Now let me go to C demos folder. If you see now, there is a bat file. If you can't see, I can zoom it for you. There is a bat file. Yes. So you just double click that file, the file will run. Whatever commands are there in it will run automatically. Your life becomes easy. So people used to do batch program olden days. Ye dil mange more. And it is never sufficient. People wanted more. So then they thought, nay, this batch programming is not really the piece of the cake that we want to do. Then came a concept called VB scripting or JScript. In VB script, sir, you can write complex code, which is beyond batch file. Complex code you can write, but that requires extreme scripting knowledge. VB script was the code that ruled the world for many years, from 1996 to 2006 around. See, this has ruled for around 14 years. This ruled for another 10 years approximately. VB scripting. People learned it. And then after that, in 2006 came PowerShell. So this is the story. Clear? So people started with batch programming or command shell. Then people went to VB scripting. Now, not now, from 2006 onwards, not even now, PowerShell has taken a lead role and everything is PowerShell. Okay. So now in PowerShell also, so always remember, something might hit your mind, right? KD, what is difference between a shell and a scripting language, right? Shell and a scripting language. In shell, what can you do, sir? In shell, you can type basic commands, like what I did few minutes back, and basic programs you can invoke. In scripting language, so you can write complex code. So I repeat, in VB script, you can write complex code. In shell, you can write basic commands. There is limitations. So combining the power of both, sir, both a shell and a scripting language is PowerShell. So you will still have the benefits of basic commands, plus you can do complex programming also in PowerShell. The beauty of PowerShell again is, sir, very toughest, sir, whatever you used to write in VB script, right? Huge and lines of code can be written in simple lines now. Very, very easy. Believe me, learning PowerShell is very easy. Plus, sir, even I would say learning Python over PowerShell is even more easy because Python is considered to be the most easiest programming language on earth right now. And I hope you know this, that 4 years kids are being taught Python in school and in UK, not in India, but Python is being taught everywhere. So anyways, Python is a different topic, not now. Let's talk about PowerShell. PowerShell would be, yeah, Gopi, are you saying something?
No.
So PowerShell itself is easy. Python is even more easy. But KD, PowerShell is Microsoft product, right? So we will have that gelling more, sir. Python is still a third party. Huh? Okay, done. With this, I have nothing else. Please remember what is shell, you know now. What is a scripting language, you know now, meaning you can write complex code. If you combine both, the byproduct is PowerShell. Okay, sir? I'm getting close to Gopi's slide. I'm going to hand it over. But sir, in 2002, not now, in 2000, sir, but actually, we just now said in 2006, right? 2006, it was released. But in 2002, Microsoft came up with a project, right? And they called it Monad first. The project was called as Monad. They made a shell. So Monad was not a scripting language first. It was a shell, a complex shell. Shell means you type the code. So later on, they call it as Microsoft Shell also, MSH. So MSH, it was called as Microsoft Shell. Monad, it was called. So all these names are nicknames of PowerShell or aliases of PowerShell. And then finally, Monad was made a good product almost. And then officially in 2006, April 25, PowerShell was launched, officially announced. Okay, this is a story. Now again, so before taking up to the next level, if you look at the complete history of the world's operating systems, I'm talking all the way from 1970 to 2025, this all era, complete era, just watch. In 1970, first Unix and Windows operating systems came later. Sorry, DOS and Windows came later, right? First, what were the operating systems in the world in the beginning days? Unix. Unix was the first operating system or initial operating systems. In Unix, sir, you have C shell, Corn shell, Bourne shell, Bash shell, Mashley shell, that shell, this shell, a lot of shells are there. Okay, meaning in Unix world, Oracle DBS will definitely know this. In Unix world, a lot of shells are there, not one shell. Sir. If I'm using a Unix operating system, I can move. See, I'm in C shell. Okay, I can move to Corn shell. If I want, I can go to Bash also. Different types of shells. Sir. In each shell, different types of commands will work. Now you may get confused. KD in Windows it is better. It is just CMD. But in Unix, why so many? Because Unix was an open source, free operating system. And a lot of people developed different types of shells.
Application dependent.
And moreover, it was exactly, absolutely. And moreover, people started developing products of their own, shells of their own. And whichever got famous, you have them. So 75, 82. So in this, this all color that you are seeing, it represents Unix. Okay. On the top, this represents what? DOS. DOS means just now what you saw, command prompt, CMD. And after that, sir, Windows scripting was done. After that, 2003, can you see, Monad was launched, MSH. Then PowerShell 1.0 came. Then in 2006, in 2009, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, 5.1, 6, 7.0, 7.2. The latest PowerShell you have in market right now is 7.2. You will get all this concept. Just telling you. Clear? Any questions anybody have till now, sir? Else, because I'm going to hand it over to Gopi now. Till here, anybody have any questions? It can be a silliest or a simple question, please ask.
PowerShell is advanced version of shell scripting.
So, sir, I think you're talking about Unix shell scripting, right? Are you talking about Unix shell? Because shell scripting is a word that is used in Unix. Are you talking about Unix shell scripting, or are you saying that the normal shell, Windows shell that we have, it is advanced version of Windows shell itself? Is that what you said now, Rajesh? Just trying to understand. Or did you say Unix shell scripting?
Unix shell
scripting. No, Unix shell scripting is a separate one, sir. By the way, everyone, like we have PowerShell. In the Unix world, they call it as shell scripting. So now which one is advanced, it's tough to decide because they have their own advantages and we have our own platform advantages. So it's tough to say whether Unix shell scripting is normal and ours is advanced. Maybe we can't tell that, but both are good. Yes, Atul.
Nothing.
So, okay, then sir, with that, my 3 slides completed. Gopi, all yours.
Yeah, hi guys. Sorry, I'm on the other screen. Checking about some other stuff. Yeah, history of PowerShell. No, thank you so much, KD, for giving the introduction of the PowerShell, making them understand from the entire journey of the PowerShell have been through. So, guys, I want to keep this session much interactive. I'll just complete all this theoretical part in half an hour, and after that, I'll leave the floor to the questions and what are all doubts you have and how to go forward with these things. So, let me quickly complete tell about this slide which is showing up like history of PowerShell versions. So initially, the SKD said initially they began with the PowerShell version 1, which is like a very basic framework of a PowerShell they developed, and in that actually they just tried to overcome all the issues they faced in DOS level of coding and batch level of coding and all other shells they are using to till date, right? So what are all issues and challenges they are facing? They just try to overcome all those issues in the version 1.0. Though they introduced a lot of commandlets in 1.0, those are not that much what do you say popular in the market, and they're not being used by like great number of audience. But later they decided like, okay, this is not the way it should be, so it should be reachable to everyone in the development world. Even the administrator, he should not be a developer to use a PowerShell. He can be just a testing engineer. He can be just a Windows administrator. He can just be a L1 SQLDBA. It can be any level. They made sure that in the version 2.0 they will provide some commandlets which will be useful for each and every person who will be working in IT sector to make their lives easy and simplified. That's they achieved in 2.0. So going forward, they made it even advanced in 3.0. Started developing this in what do you say, application specific modules. For example, I think most of you people already working in software, right? So as a database administrator or some other companies, right? some other
some are
domains.
yes, some are learning for the first time. So we have blend of all.
Okay. So the people who are already working might have like already KD also would have been taught you about some tools which will be regularly used in the organizations, like monitoring tool, ticketing tools, right?
For some we did, because the blend of all. For some we have not done. So
Oh,
correction.
okay. That's fine. I can give a quick introduction. In IT companies, usually when the software employees work, they will be working on some mandate tools like a monitoring tool, a ticketing tool. These are like mandate, like, okay, monitoring tool will monitor the entire environment, will generate the alerts to you. Ticketing tool will create the tickets to you to work on them. So what these guys have done in Microsoft in 3.0, they have achieved. For example, if anybody are developing any software which will be working on Windows machine, they should develop a module for the same software in PowerShell. So that's the thing they have achieved. And once they achieve it, they immediately jump on. And for example, now SCOM test engine is one of the monitoring tool we have in the market. They have a separate module. So you can come into the picture, and as a DBA, you can say that, okay, today my log file was full, 9002 error, right? So once it is full, immediately you can tell that you can you can use one trigger in the SQL, or you can just use one what do you say, alert in the SQL, make it go and create one ticket for you and assign it to a DBA in your team with PowerShell. So they made it possible in the version of 3, in the version 3. So after version 3, in 4 and 5, it is a revolutionary, industrial revolutionary. They made like a lot of changes. They introduced like thousands and thousands of commandlets which will be used on daily basis. Whatever you do in SQL world or any other platform of Windows, you can just do that stuff in PowerShell, automate that stuff in PowerShell. So that is a revolutionary part of 4 and 5. So these two parts. Yeah, you can move on to the other screen.
So if you heard what Gopi is telling guys, you can do anything with PowerShell. Let's do conclusion. A DBA can do DBA stuff with PowerShell. A Windows administrator can do Windows stuff with PowerShell. A SharePoint admin can do SharePoint with PowerShell. Excel expert can do wonderful magics with PowerShell in Excel. And I'm sure this also I would want to proudly say, Xbox, Microsoft Xbox, the gaming console, there also they have integrated PowerShell. Trust me, any Microsoft product that Microsoft has at this moment, cloud, any Microsoft product that Microsoft has, PowerShell is on everywhere. So people who are Microsoft dependent or Microsoft platform based, knowing PowerShell is not at all wrong. It is very good for you. You can use PowerShell wherever you want. Of course, a DBA is using PowerShell. The commandlets will change. The functions will change. You will use different set of commands. So there are thousands, but you don't need to know all the thousands, right? You will baby steps learn step by step many things. So that's what Gopi was telling. Okay, so I'll not take much time. We'll move on. Yes, Gopi.
Yeah. So here you can just go through this theory. So Windows PowerShell is a Microsoft task automation framework. When they say task automation framework, it is like you can just imagine any task you are doing in daily basis. Like to say, okay, today one application admin is coming to you and asking you about some creating some security rules for their teams, right? So in SQL, or assigning some permissions whoever joined newly to the in their team to the SQL, so that you can just imagine you can automate that task. So that is the reason they specified clearly saying it's a task automation. Whatever task you imagine in Windows world and database world, you can just automate it with the framework which is generated by the .NET. In means actually they have developed the entire PowerShell like core module using .NET framework programming language. So all administrative tasks, like it can be a Windows team administrative task, it can be a DBA team administrative task, it can be a SOC team administrative task, or it can be a backup team administrative task. Any team in the environment can automate their tasks using commandlets, which are widely provided in .NET classes. Implement. Yes, Kid, you can move on to the others.
Yeah, sure. So guys, installation. Think about any tasks, okay? Installation, database creation, login creation, user creation, granting some 10,000 permissions to somebody. So anything that you can think of, you
installing
Sky is-
10,000 instances in 10,000 different servers, installing, creating like 10,000 database in Azure cloud. So whatever it is, you can just imagine and you can just automate it that way.
that's it. Moving on. Yes.
So yeah, these are the two different programming windows you will be provided by Microsoft in Windows. If you're installing 2012 and plus at 5.1 version of PowerShell is default provided, and so whatever screen you're seeing on right side is called ISC, Integrated Software Environment. So there, whatever left side you're sorry, I am talking in a reverse. I am seeing on my secondary screen. So yeah, whatever right side you're seeing is a blue screen, which is just an interpreter where you can type and get the help of commands, where you can see what all commands you have, and where you can see the syntaxes and everything. So whatever left side you have is an development environment where you can just physically type the code with the all basic constructs you have in PowerShell. You can just type in the code, you can execute, compile it, you can just see the results and troubleshoot it on the fly. These all stuff you can just achieve in the integrated scripting environment.
So Gopi, we have one of our friends called Imtiaz. Okay, Imtiaz doesn't like to see black screen, blue screens. Okay, Imtiaz would always love to see the graphical screens, like management studio.
So he will love this screen. Yeah.
Yeah. So his favorite is ISC. Okay. So fine, sir. May I move on?
Yep.
That is ISC, and this is shell. So you decide, sir, whichever you want to use. Yeah, go ahead. Gopi.
So here you can see like Windows PowerShell can execute 4 kinds of commands. One are like commandlets, which are .NET framework programs snippets in the background developed, and PowerShell scripts, which you will write and which are already available. Scripts are 2 types. Scripts are like in market, most of the people will write scripts for different tasks, and they will just upload them to GitHub. And we have a official GitHub for PowerShell org, which is completely managed by Microsoft. You will have a lot of modules, lot of commandlets there available already. You can just Google it, download it, and import it and use it in your PowerShell. That is a very important point I want to mention here. You don't have a headache of developing everything from scratch in PowerShell. So when I was in BTech, I am a pretty average student. I'm not a brilliant or 90% guy. I'm just 55 to 60% guy, to be frank. But this Microsoft platform made me learn this coding. It grabbed my interest like anything, and I just went across my career and learned it. And now I am in a situation like I can automate any IT related task using PowerShell. Any IT related task. It doesn't mean whether it is a database, whether it is a cloud, Azure, or AWS, it can be a Windows, anything, any IT related task which is coming to me, I will take couple of days to investigate maybe what all modules and commandlets available, or if they are not available, how to figure out on my own. So all this stuff I can do, and I can just automate the task. So that is only possible because they made this PowerShell is like a ease of scripting language. So this is the GitHub I'm telling. Here you can find n number of commandlets. Commandlets are not commandlets, modules. Modules will have a commandlets in them. When I say module, for example, I just picked up an example of SCOM just before starting this conversation, right? For SCOM also you will have one module, and for any other testing engines you will have one module. For maybe for why to go for other examples? For database, you will have I think 3 to 4 modules are already developed. And currently, booming module of the SQL Server is like DBA tools. DBA tools is a very much useful module in the market. Sorry, and it will have a commandlets to automate like 100% of database. You can automate everything in database. So I will explain you. Like modules will be having commandlets. Commandlets will be satisfying all the principles or all the tasks you will be doing on your daily basis. For example, selecting some values, you can do it with commandlet. Granting some security permissions, do it with commandlet. Creating always an availability group, do it with commandlet. Create log shipping high availability, do it with commandlet. Everything you can automate every task with commandlets.
Okay, already hyped. Any questions, please? Before we move on, because I think Gopi is hitting the demo very shortly. So any questions, please? Till here. Gopi will continue.
Here, whatever you have questions, you can ask.
Yeah, Gopi. Why do we need to go for only PowerShell? Like, we have a lot of things to automate the stuff in IT industry, right? So why we have to go with the PowerShell only?
Very great question, actually. Why? So before starting with any programming language, we will have two questions: why and how. So these are the two questions I will be explaining in depth in coming slides, definitely, and interactive questions. This I love to start with this question, actually. So for every programming language, we will have a unit of code. Okay. So why I will personally recommend PowerShell, not Python? That is your question, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you ask me this question, every language. So what is your education, BTech or degree?
It's a BTech.
BTech, right? Okay, perfect. So you went through all the programming language in your career, like Java, C++, ADS, and all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
C language and everything. When you are studying them, you will be for every programming language, the initial thing they will teach you is like, for every programming language, you will be having a unit of code. Means what is a piece of code snippet we will write for that particular code, right? So what is a unit of code for Java?
You should tell the answer. I don't know.
No, even I didn't work on Java, but
Never mind. Most of the people, but once I say it, definitely you will. We will mostly write classes in Java.
yes,
right?
classes and functions.
When we say class, no. Unit of code has a separate meaning. Function is like a snippet. It will not be a unit of code for Java. Class is a unit of code. In classes, you will be having functions. Okay, class. So when you say class, it is like cosmic chaos. It's a mess. When we start writing a class in Java, we have to take like several aspects into the mind and develop that particular code. But if you come to Python, unit of coding is function. If you come to C language, unit of coding is function. In the same way, if you come to PowerShell, unit of coding is also function and script snippet, right? But in PowerShell, they didn't made it that complex that you have to learn a lot of concepts. By learning very few concepts, you can automate massive tasks. But in Java, if you want to automate a small task, trust me, you have to learn very thoroughly, like 10 to 15 different concepts. Even then you will make mistakes. So that is the reason, because they made that language that way. It's not a, of course, Java is a perfect language. I'm not telling it's a bad language, but it is a complex language to learn and implement. But PowerShell, they didn't made it that way. If you can see that guy's face in the Google, Jeffrey Snower, who is a father of PowerShell, while he started, he's giving the presentation of, he started giving the first presentation of his paper. The initial word he told is like, I don't want to make this language specific to some sector of people. It should be reachable to each and every person, so that it will be helpful to this IT industry and make my Microsoft grow. So this guy, he really friendly guy. You'll have a lot of videos. Whenever he brought up a new concept in PowerShell, he will make a video with PowerShell org. Sorry for my throat. Okay, I'm having this cough from past 2 weeks. So I'm just dealing with it now. So yeah, this guy. So you go to YouTube and watch his videos. His conversation, whatever he talk, will completely make sense. 100% completely make sense, and will give you a lot of motivation to learn PowerShell immediately. You'll start immediately if you go through his videos. And sorry. So coming back to your question, the unit of coding into the PowerShell is a function. So to write a function, he made the syntax very simple, like 2 to 3 liner simple syntax. You can write a function and you can start implementing immediately on your PowerShell ISC, which is right available on your PowerShell Windows by default. You don't need to install any other softwares like Java. You have to install IDEs and that, this, Tomcat versions, all this stuff, right? So for this, you don't want to install anything. So that is the reason all PowerShell, all Windows administrators started using this, but now they jumped onto the Crosstalk. Katie, can you kindly go to the previous slide? PowerShell versions.
Oh, versions. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, version. That one. So if you can see here, up to 5.0, it is a platform dependent. It is it completely belongs to Windows based operating systems. But after 5.1, up to 5.1, sorry, I made the wrong. Up to 5.1, it is a Windows dependent. But after 5.1, from the core, not only in PowerShell, in all the other softwares, whatever Microsoft have, like .NET, after .NET 6, I guess, they released a core version of it. When I say core, the major difference they made is like platform independence. So now you can just install PowerShell on Linux boxes or all version of Unix boxes. It can manipulate the tasks and stuff in Mac OS everywhere. So it is no more a platform dependent. You can recently I got a requirement to install. You know, now we are moving on to Azure, right? All the platforms are like being in a phase of migration to the cloud. Most of the companies are opting for hybrid cloud because they already have on-premise. They don't want us right away to go and sit in the Azure, right? So recently I got a task like, okay, Gopi, you are a early automation engineer because I'm joined into a IT team, not a DBA team. That is on a personal request of my very close associate. So I just joined there as a cloud automation SME. Okay. So they requested me like, okay, we have a 13,800 some change Unix boxes, Unix servers. We have to install an agent in each one of them called Qualys. Qualys is an agent which will take care of the entire stuff. It will patch it. It will troubleshoot the agent issues. It will alert if something went wrong. Everything it will take care. But we have to install that agent in that box. That is a challenge, and that too across 13,000 change servers. So they gave the task to me. But if I'm a Windows administrator, database administrator, Windows administrator, and PowerShell administrator, but I was never into Unix boxes. But PowerShell made me automate that task in just 2 days. Trust me, just 2 days. I just took 2 days. First day I took how to log into the Unix box and how to explore to the drives. And second day I took to install the PowerShell module in it in one single Linux box and trigger the installation in 13,800 Linux boxes. That is only possible because it is a PowerShell. And coming back to your question again, why PowerShell? This is why PowerShell you have to learn. When I say PowerShell, it is very easy. Not to, means you can think that I am already like a developer. KD know about my history. I started as a SQL database administrator. I was never into coding, and in fact, I hate coding. I don't know that for each. I don't know that if loop, for each loop, all this stuff. I was like really very much scared about. But once I started developing codes in PowerShell, now I am writing 13,000 lines of code, 15,000 lines of code. Doesn't matter. It is very easy for me to automate the tasks now in the environments. That's the reason I will recommend PowerShell.
It's a valid question, I think. I would definitely say it's a valid
very
question.
valid
Everyone,
question.
I hope that to some extent motivates you because guys, I know you all are eager to see, guys, enough of hype now. Show us the demo, right? Okay, now 2 minutes. We're almost there. Should not take long time. This question is important. What Gopi has addressed now is absolutely important because you all should know Gopi's background is not programming. Again and again, I will tell 100 times because I know him and he's my cousin as well. So there's no programming background at all. No programming background. So somehow his job demanded it, or maybe his boss demanded him, or somehow the journey started and it goes somewhere completely. Okay, so with that being said, Sir Gopi, let's move on. Done. I think we're good, right? We almost reached.
Yes. Yeah, but here coming on to third point, PowerShell functions, which I was discussing to you all this on all these examples. We will quickly go through that function. What is the function and what is the script? How script evolves to the function and standalone executable programs. I will discuss about that as well. Yeah. You can go to the our function example. There I will tell about these three aspects, KD. Rather than telling them about them here, it's better to directly show them the script.
So guys, I mean, as you saw now, I think in PowerShell, guys, I mean, how do I get knowledge on PowerShell? I'm sure many of us have that starting point question. Start with commandlets. So commandlets will give you confidence that, oh, at least I know something about PowerShell. Okay. Then gradually using scripts. Both we are going to show you now. Right? Scripts, using commandlets. That is the best place to start. Don't write script, copy the scripts. Use the existing scripts.
Use the existing scripts. Yeah.
That's.
Don't start with writing the script. You can go to the commands which are available already. The core Windows version installed in your personal laptop or desktop, and you can just go through them. You just pick some random command which is useful, and I will tell you how to not mess your system, your own system with that commandlets. I will tell you in real quick. Yeah, and what are the safe commands to use? Yeah.
Go ahead.
So what are the safe commands to use? And okay, if you execute some set of commands, what will happen? What you should take care before executing any commandlet. I will just explain you in a while. Yeah. So Kid, you can jump on to that other slide where we have basic commandlets, and we will. Yeah. So this is the best slide, really, guys. You can see this. You can just go through the commands already specified here, and it was very beautifully arranged. Like, what is the history of commands? How they evolved from Unix to the current PowerShell world. So how we used to call Unix, you know, you all know, right? The core shell was stolen from Sybase and was copied to the Microsoft. For that, Bill Gates dealt with a lot of cases, and he finally came out of it. So that's where this Unix shell will never go out of our PPTs in the history, because it is that fact. So you can see ls is to list the files and directories which we have in that current working directory, present working directory. When I say PWD, present working directory, on where the commandlet was open, on which directory commandlet was open. So sorry.
So okay, Gopi, can I open PowerShell now the first time?
Sure,
so for most of you, you're seeing PowerShell for the first time. So please chill off, and people who already know, please have patience. Your questions also will be addressed to PowerShell. So sir, now guys, as Gopi said, which one you want? You want to use PowerShell blue screen, which is called as just the shell, or you want to use PowerShell ISC, integrated scripting environment, is your choice. Okay. So if when you type start and type PowerShell in your start window, you will get ISC also. Let me open that. And you can also open just PowerShell. Oops. Whatever says just PowerShell. Your choice. Just PowerShell will be, and by the way, you will also see, are you seeing x86 as well? So 32-bit of ISC is also available. 32-bit of PowerShell also is available. Anyways, we always use 64-bit. So you can open this as well. So I repeat one last time, sir. The blue screen is nothing but the basic shell, and ISC is more of a developer-based. It gives you comfort zone or use and flexibility and all that. So Gopi, yes, please. So guys, I'm going with ISC. That's my favorite, or might be you might have a different choice, but this is my favorite. Yes, Gopi.
Yeah, here you can use that commands. What is the beauty here in the PowerShell? They made the old like trend of commandlets also useful in these new IDEs. But get child item is like one of the commandlet which will get you the all child items available. And here you can just have one important thing, KD. Just while typing the commandlets, you will same like in SQL Server while while you are typing in scripting new query window, right? You will be having that stylus, like a drop down will be appearing. Whatever you try, it will try to help you, correct? So like in the same way, it will help you here as well. So you will have all commandlets. See, child items is already available. So you can just click it, and if at all you are not getting that, the shortcut is to get it is like a control space.
Gopi, I clicked tab, then also it came.
Tab is like to make the very first commandlet in the alphabetical order appear.
Okay, got it. So you want me to press what? Control?
Control space.
Control space. Okay, wow. Okay. So this concept in SQL Server is called as IntelliSense.
Intelligence.
I don't know what it is called in PowerShell, but meaning you are typing like Google, right? How to, if you say, yeah, you can get multiple things in Google. So same way, say IntelliSense, it senses what you are trying to do and it puts it. Yes. So Gopi, I did. Can I execute this?
Yeah, please.
So I execute on the top, sir. It will show all the files in the current folder, whichever folder I am located. Sir, it is showing all the files in that folder, all the files. So which folder I am located? C:\Windows System32.
That's the reason it took this much of time to display all the files, because System32 is a core file of the OS, so it will have a lot of DLLs and files there.
So guys, this is first commandlet, and like that, sir, in the respective, we have hell lots of commandlets. But again, we are not telling that you should remember all the commandlets, not at all. Depending on what you need and what you require at that time, you will use them. See, I mean, just to give a 2 minutes, sir, should not take long, because you need to do installation, and then Gopi wants to open for questions as well. See, copy item. You want to copy a file from one folder to another, use copy item. Gopi, if you want to move a file from one folder to another, use move item. And I mean, a lot more. So there are a lot of commandlets that you can learn. Stop process. I want to kill SQL Server. I want to stop SQL Server, or stop Zoom, stop any applications, stop Excel, stop PowerPoint in my system, which is consuming more resources. You can use stop process. Get process can give you information about what is running in your system. So, I mean, a lot can be done, sir. I mean, okay, can I try get process? Get hyphen process. By the way, sir, I pressed PRO and pressed the tab key on the keyboard. It autofills it. Okay, autofills tab. So now execute that. So in my window, in my operating system right now, these are all the programs which are running: WhatsApp, Zoom, and everything. So get process will give you what is running in your system, SQL Server. Like you go to Task Manager, right? So in Windows, you can go to Task Manager and see what is running in your system. You can see what is running in your system, all these things. Same way, it came as get process here. So
here you can filter them.
Yes, go.
In Task Manager, we can't do a filter of them, but here you can filter them. If you want, you can just get the specific processes by filtering.
So I hope you heard what Gopi is saying. In Task Manager, filters are tough, meaning I want to see, Gopi, any example you want to give?
Now, for example, what are the tasks running on
with the
SQL,
name any
SQL processor or any?
No, can I find what are the processes running starting with letter A?
Yeah, you can just filter it.
How?
You give that pipe symbol.
Please don't mind. I'm using the stupid other keyboards. Wait, I don't have all the keys. Pipe symbol, pipe.
On top of enter, you will have it. You have to use the shift key.
Got
Yeah.
it, yeah.
So where hyphen, no, without spaces. Object space flower brace open $_ name or name. What is the column names we have here?
Wait, sorry.
What are the column names? Can you scroll up to the header
Top.
to header of this table? Yeah, it's a name, right? Yeah, you can start with Z. Name space hyphen like space Z star Z star. No, it's you just put that star Z star in single quotes. Now execute.
Sir, don't worry. He knows it. He's comfortable. We don't know it. We'll learn it. Okay. Cool. Cool.
So it is pulling out all the tasks which are starting with Z. For now, we have Zoom sessions. A will get all the process with A.
Okay, which has A in it, right? I want to start.
You can remove the star in the beginning. Yeah. So that starts with A, it will get it. Yeah.
So like
it's
that.
Same
Yeah,
like SQL. Where conditions everything work like same like SQL. You can stop there only. You can just use other pipe symbol there.
Sorry, Gopi?
You can just do it there only. Other pipe symbol, use it other pipe symbol. No, not there. Oh, you are just okay. Going with any does.
Yeah. Put again a pipe symbol.
Pipe symbol. Stop it. Stop process. This will stop all this to process.
Whatever any disks are running in my system, they will kill. They'll be stopped now. Is it?
Yes. You don't want those to be appear. You can just give a force at the end. Space force. Yeah. It will not ask you to.
So guys, I mean, sir, please understand. It's a. Now, don't think that our AR complex terms are coming up. So no, that's not the agenda at all, sir. But we just want you to know that I picked the commands in the chat. You don't need to write down, so I already kept in the chat. You can take it. So, this is like basic thing we are talking about. Now let's go for a DBA useful stuff. We'll go for installation now. Gopi, anything else you have? Just we showed some basic command. Can we move on?
No, I'm good. Yeah, we can move on to the demo. Yeah.
Okay. So last one is now moving to the next slide. Okay, ready, sir? Do you feel so? Or you don't feel so? Like what the boy is feeling? Okay, but move. So actually, you know what? We have kept some one. Gopi, I'll run this one command and then we will move on.
Yeah. Sure. So, guys, whatever I shown you right on the screen, don't think it is a complex stuff. So as KD is telling, even I am thinking that maybe I made you scared. We have even more better, easy syntax for the same command. The reason I told you the big one, in future, maybe you will start automating a lot of stuff. KD, you just go to line number 3 and start get process once again. Processes. Now space, A star. Execute that. You got my point, sir?
Gopi, this is easy. Yeah.
That is very easy. The reason for this is about the Jafre Snower. Don't want to mess our lives. Don't want to remember, okay, where object. If you just specify anything with the special characters or wildcard entries here, he will design and build the command in the background and execute and give you the output.
This is much more easy. Thank you. Yeah. So, if you ever want to find out what is the PowerShell version you have in your laptop or server, run the $ps version table command. And there are 4 other commands also. Any of the commands you can run. It will tell you what is your PowerShell version. So right now I'm using 5.1. That means I'm 2 versions behind. You have 6.0, you have 7.0 and 7.2 as well. So yeah, if you want, you can install it. You can just go to Google and search and download it if you really want the latest version of PowerShell.
Yeah, they are not by default available. 5.1 is by default available in all the versions and till 2019 version of Windows. But if you want from 2012, you can install PowerShell 6 and 7.
So there's a question in the chat: does PowerShell come free with Windows? Yes, it comes in every Windows operating system, free, inbuilt. And then say if you want latest one, you need to download and install. That's it. So Gopi, move to the installation then quickly.
Yeah, please.
Because we need to give space for questions. Guys, actually, if you can use this command. So we have given a lot of commands. Use all these commands if you want. So only one topic Gopi will explain. After that, we are good.
Yes. So if you see this, before going into any, the very big reason they kept this, PowerShell is very easy language and it is very dangerous language at the same time. Any one individual started using PowerShell, he can do wonders to the environment and he can create a massive incidents also using that. If he is not knowing about the commandlets properly. But don't be scared. As I'm saying, you will have a perfect path. At least me and KD will make you see the PowerShell in a perfect perspective, like how to execute commands and what are all commands you can execute easily, or what commands you should think and read before executing. So all this stuff we will tell. The stuff they are explaining here is like set execution policy and get execution policy are nothing but what is the execution policy? Before you execute any command in PowerShell ISE or PowerShell command blue screen window, what is your scope? So if, for example, you are a DBA, so application guy can't command grant permission to himself, right, in the database. He should reach out to you. He should ask you, sir, I need access on so-and-so database. I need access on so-and-so stored processor. So he will come and ask to you. The same way, you can't own these boxes in real time mode. In your personal laptop, you can just do anything. But if you're going to a corporate sector and if you're getting a laptop, corporate laptop, IT laptop, they will by default they will make this execution policy as a restricted. After going in, if you are a PowerShell developer, you have to request a Windows administrator to make that unrestricted or remote signed in based on your scope of development. What you are going to develop, you can just go and request them. So to say, if you ask me a question, what is this set execution policy means? Whatever you execute, it needs some certain level of permissions, right? Before executing any command. For example, if you are getting the process, you need a permission on that task manager in the background, right? To get those running process. As a IT guy, the minimal permission you needed, it will be having to you default. It will be appearing in front of you. But in reality, it already has the permission. But for some other actions like manipulating or installing or integrating or configuring some stuff, you will not have permission by default. So you have to request for that. So these are the very simplified sorry, very simplified way. They made it like, okay, they don't need to request for a lot of permissions. Here also Jafresh Noor think about us like anything, okay, poor becharas. So we have to make their life easy. So like in SQL Server, we have a lot of security areas, like we can manage table, we can manage stored procedure, we can even manage a column and row level security now, coming with 2016, right, KD?
Yeah.
Coming with 2016, we can even manage a just single column and row also, we can make it secure.
Yeah.
But in PowerShell, they made it little bit easy. So if you want to execute remote like remote calls, or if you want to get the data from remote servers, you can just go with a remote signed in. And if you want to do stuff unrestrictedly across the environment, and you can go for unrestricted. Katie, please go ahead and just show them how. So get execution policy will give you the execution policy, what was assigned to you currently?
So mostly default will be which one, Gopi? Because I changed this one. Default.
Restricted.
So guys, whenever you remember, let's say now we are going to give you a PowerShell script. Okay, I'll show you now. You'll use the PowerShell script. When you are using PowerShell script, that was given by somebody, right? Somebody external. So your system execution policy by default will be restricted. So if you want to run the script that I am giving you, you should change your execution policy. If you don't change, the script will not run. So get-execution policy is also a dash. Now you all know, right? What is get-? It's a dash.
Commandlet.
Commandlet. Thank you. It's a commandlet. So
Perfect.
this will, and by the way, there are two running options. One is all the queries will run, all the commands will run in this
On that white page.
and or you select the line exclusively and just run what you want. Okay. Now when I ran it, what is the what I got, sir? Mine is already unrestricted. If you want to change it to restricted, you can. So I'm running it now. Okay, now is what, sir? It's asking, hey, I'm going to restrict it. Okay, yes to all. Now it is restricted, sir. Now run get-execution policy and check what is it now? Restricted. If I want to make it unrestricted, make it unrestricted. Run this command and execution policy becomes unrestricted now. So my execution policy right now is unrestricted. So when you are doing lab, when you are practicing PowerShell in your system and you are executing somebody's script, please make it unrestricted. That's what I understand.
Yes.
What is the use of second execute command? Nothing, sir. What you select, what line you select, you can execute. If you click on the first one, everything will execute. Like our management studio, right?
So
you have written multiple queries, everything will run.
It is an interpreter which will be having a line by line execution. So for, if you can see, we have a numbering for each and every line, 1 to 10 numbers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there, when you press that big play button, which we have at the very beginning, yeah, that one, it will start interpreting the code from the line 1. Actually, that is a line 0. From 0, it will start. 10 will be 9. So from 0 to 9, it will be executing in a sequential order, step by step, one by one query it will execute. So no, you can say like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to execute any specific line. Either you can place your cursor on that line and execute you can click the second option, or you can just select it and click the second option. Two things you can do.
Okay. There was a question in the chat. Please explain unrestricted again. Sir, if there is any script without any restrictions, without any limitations, without any blockage, if you want to run scripts given by somebody or anything you want to do, so set it unrestricted. Anybody's scripts you can run.
Yeah.
That's the main advantage.
Anybody's scripts you can reach a, once this if at all they enable this unrestricted policy to you, it means that you have wings across your environment. For example, if you are having 10,000 servers in your environment, you will be having access to execute any script across any server in that environment. That means unrestricted. You can go to specific server and you can just uninstall SQL Server installed and you can delete the database which was created.
So looks like Swati has a question and Gautam has a question. Swati, yes, please.
Yeah, when I executed this get execution policy, I'm getting bypass as a result.
Yes, we have lot other execution policies. So only 3 which we are discussing, which are important here. We have user scope policies. We have bypassed, means it's like they will not give you straight away unrestricted, because they want you to hold on some aspects. They will bypass you through some values which will not disturb regular IT tasks, and you will be able to do only your specific tasks bypassed with that policy. Once it is bypassed to your login, you can just bypass all other tasks you are you are thinking to do in a SQL world. You can just perform only that activities, not everything in IT world.
In simple words, let's worry about 3 as of now.
Correct.
Okay, so
bypass is like It's an IT game, madam. Like I can say you, like I will have, every company will have an IT team, right? So they will be sitting and Windows team will be sitting. They will think which policy should be enabled by default. In most of the companies, it will not even be bypassed. It will be restricted. By default, it will be restricted. If you want at all, you have to go approach and you can ask them to enable.
Gautam, yes, please, because we will go for an installation after this. Gautam, you have a question. So you can see your hand raised. Thank you, Swati. Gautam, is there a question?
Yeah. Yes, bypass is the option where which particular executions has to be given to a specific user. For DBA team, they will give only this execution policies. For IT team, there will be different execution policies. Okay. Yeah, actually, answer was the one that was the question only. Oh, so he answered already. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
And one more thing I want to specify here: if at all once you're into organization, if you are unable to install some stuff, you no need to reach out to, means just for your practicing purpose or some other development purpose. If you want to install some modules, because without this execution policy, trust me, you can't do anything. You can't install modules. You can't run some specific Windows manipulation scripts and anything you can't do. So if you want to install anything, don't worry. There is another policy called user scope. You can just give a scope and give it as a current user. You can install modules in your current user scope. You know, right? Every when you log into a server or a Windows, you will be created with one profile in Windows. So under that profile, you can install all modules you have and you can start using them. The only thing is, if someone else logging into that laptop, they can't see that modules. That's all. With their credentials, if they are log into that laptop or server, they can't see those modules and they can't use those modules since they were not created under their user.
Okay, so if there are no other questions, sir, let's jump for an installation, quickly complete it and leave the forum for questions. So I'll take not more than 5-10 minutes to perform the installation. So guys, till now, what did you learn? Two, three commandlets, not more. Get-process, get-child item, stop-process. One more that we learned just now is get-execution policy, set-execution policy. So by in this session itself, you have learned 5 commandlets. 5 commandlets, right? Okay, good, sir. And it's a due process. You will learn it gradually. It will take time. It's a due process. Clear? Next one, sir. Second point is you're going to see one script now. Script. So content is already there. Take few minutes after you will be seeing it in the demo. In the location, T-Cloud location of your batch, you will see it there. So first of all, what we are giving you is, you need to have SQL Server 2019 media. Is that okay? First, keep the 19 ready. All of you, keep your SQL Server 2019 or 17 or whatever media you want, sir. But 19 is what we are doing in this demo. Okay. So I'm looking at questions. With PowerShell, we can resolve a lot of issues in No, with PowerShell, you can't. I mean, Gopi, you want to answer that question? With PowerShell, we can resolve a lot of issues. You muted, Gopi. We'll do Kriti. We'll take this question at the last if you're okay. First, let's finish the major purpose of the demo. So, guys, SQL Server 2019, we have media. Now, second thing is Gopi has given us a script, which I'm showing you now. It's called as a PS1. He told in the slides, right? PowerShell scripts end with .ps1. Double click. It's a very simple code, sir. They're not complex at all. Open it, copy it, or just watch it. That's it. Very simple code. Okay. That's it. Nothing else is there. It's simple code. So if it is sounding complex for some of us, definitely it will be, because we don't even know what the hell is there on the screen. So, but sir, what he has done is he has automated the installation, meaning he has written a function, which Gopi will talk. Give me 2 minutes. I'll tell what I know, and then he will take care of the rest of the conversation. So, meaning This is a big script, right? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You should tell the path during installation time. You should tell my path is this one. Okay, and you should tell the instance name. If you don't tell the instance name, what did Gopi do here?
Default.
He is by default, meaning if you you missed providing a parameter, sir, he is using default instance by default, right? If you give an instance name, he will take your instance name from the code. Like that, a service account. If you give a service account, it will take it, sir. If you don't give a service account, it will use NT authority system. Scroll down here, I don't know, wherever, somewhere he has written it. So look at this. I don't know, yeah, this one, service account. If you are not providing service account, he is substituting with what? NT authority system. So like that, sir. So meaning you give something, it will take. If you don't give any parameter, it will choose of its own. Collation setting, default one is this one. So like that, sir. So programming is done, no doubt. I'm saying programming is done here, but we can use it. We will not do anything about it. Gopi, you want to talk something about this PS file? You are muted, Gopi.
Yeah, it is a single and simple function created in PowerShell, which will just take these are all parameters and which will install 2019 SQL in a server. So you can say, oh, we can even automate this in a better way. I'm not telling this is the maximum scope of development. We can just take this function and develop it. We don't need to give the as KD is mentioning. The path was already specified, but in real world, if you're going to the IT industries, right, they will not ask you to install in this way. They will just give you 10 or 20 boxes, 10 or 20 servers, and ask you to install SQL Server in them. So then you will be copying all the media to the C drive, and you will be taking care of all the script executing in that particular service and all this stuff. And you don't need to do that as well. You can just automate that tasks as well. But I'm not making this automation that complex now to make you just understand how it will install a SQL Server with small function in one standalone server.
Right, sir. So now, see, later on when I share the code, sir, just like that, chumma, for fun, I'll go line by line and see what he has written. If you like it, cool. If not, leave it. Okay. So one thing. So first of all, you need to run this PowerShell script. So two ways, sir. You can directly call the script. Copy. How do I do it?
You are in that window here in the blue screen. You can just directly call it. You can change the directory in the blue screen in the below.
So in the blue screen here, /.
But you're not in that directory. Yeah.
Okay. CD. ..
I think it's C media, right?
What I have done is, guys, everyone, please watch. I kept everything in my C : media folder, PS install. Here is my script. Okay. I'll copy that location, sir. And I will say CD space that path. So I am in that path now. To run a PowerShell script, you should say //
or else you no need to, if you're confused with the // just type SQL and hit tab.
Type what, sorry?
SQL, just remove everything.
Okay, type SQL.
Tab. That's it.
Yeah, so it automatically comes also. Okay. Type SQL, the name the script starts with your script, and just press tab key, tab key, and press enter now. And this script will automatically run in PowerShell now. May I run this?
Yes.
So you saw the code inside the script, sir. What do you have inside the script? What do you have inside the script? Function. What function? A function that is capable of installing SQL Server. It's a function, sir. When you want to install, you will call the function. A function. Tick, 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 tick. This is my instance name. Tick, 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 and it will install. So you just watch it. So I'm pressing enter now. So this got executed. That means function is created. Gopi, how to check the function is created or not?
You have to type the function name and hit tab or control space again. So it will.
So everyone, just a small correction. This could have been done in Gopi's system itself. Sorry, I am taking the demos here because media was not there in his system. So he told me that
Correct,
KD, if you can take over the demo, or else he would have done it. So yes, type what?
I think function is install. No, you can go to widescreen.
Widescreen.
Yeah. What is the function name? Like can you go
install
install hyphen SQL? Yeah, yeah.
Install hyphen.
It's interpreting. Just go to the code once, KD. I'll tell you.
Where?
Copy that code to the widescreen. Go to the code.
Go to the code means you want to open the PowerShell.
Open the PowerShell script.
One second. Open the PowerShell script.
We will show them in a better way. Yeah. Copy.
Copy the entire code.
Come to the PowerShell window.
Come to PowerShell window and
Paste it here. So this is the other best way to create a function in PowerShell, guys. So you can just see here. If you are confused everywhere, you have that minimize buttons. You can just minimize at the two, like you just minimize it. So this is the entire function we have. So you can just select everything and execute, or you can just press the main button. So now it was created. Now in the blue screen, you can just type install and hit tab. You will get that created function in that list. See, you have SQL 2019. It's already created.
So all the above ones are default. Okay, they are there.
Already which are available in PowerShell in the background.
This one we created our own function. That's it. Okay. So to install SQL Server, first create a function. The function, Gautam, are you talking to us? You are muted. Gautam, are you talking to us?
No.
Okay.
Actually, it's a function is like first we have to compile so that this function will get installed into the PowerShell. Then we have to execute this function.
Correct, sir. I did nothing. I just opened the PowerShell script, copied it. As Gopi said, I copied the script, opened the script, copied the script, pasted here, and I ran it. That created our function. Once the function,
whatever Gautam is telling is completely valid here. So the point to be mentioned here is like whenever you open this window, it will establish a session to the PowerShell kernel in the background. So that means you opened one specific session to the kernel. When you execute this commandlet, this is not a permanent function to the entire this thing. So when KD started typing, we got a lot other commandlets in the list, right? Those all are lists which are like already saved in the background as a module. Module will have commandlets. Yeah, this is the one. So you can see DBA SQL watch. Install script, all these commandlets are already predefined in the background in the sense of modules. Module will have all these commandlets. But coming to this install SQL 2019, once we close this window, it will be erased from the cache memory, RAM cache. It is like what is a session dependent function. So if you
Gopi,
if at all,
I didn't know this. So is it temporary, not permanent one?
No, not permanent one. If you close this session, it will be gone. Again, if you want to execute, again you have to create it. Yes, the very good point. Actually, I thought of explaining this after this demo, but that's good. Gautam brought up this point. So and one more thing is, if at all if you want to make this permanent, then there is no reason either you have to save it as a script or save it as a module in the back.
Okay. So guys, if you all are good now, sir, we created the function. Now, very simple. There is an installation command. Just copy this concept. What is it command saying? Install SQL 2019. Path you have to mention. Okay. I think our path is, my path is just media. Media 2019. SA password, whatever you want to give. And instance name,
It's
whatever.
PS underscore media, I believe path is.
Which one?
That path is PS underscore media, right?
No, it is just media.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead.
In that PS install is a folder, or okay, in media itself we have I kept it in media. Correct.
So now, sir, just copy this and go to your PowerShell. Your choice. You want to put it in the blue screen, or you want to type it in the white screen. Completely your choice, sir, wherever you want to keep it, and run this command. Run this command. May I run it? If you all agree, and sir, installation automatically starts doing nothing. If you missed any parameter, you did not give instance name, no problem. It will pick default instance. See, sir, installation is going on. Or you could have suppressed it by giving hyphen Q. Q means suppress. QS means quite simple. Show the screens, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
you can play around with Q, QB, QN, and everything. Yeah.
so this is one style of automation, sir. Simple installation that you do. One style of automation. So I'll stop here, Gopi. I'm leaving it all for the questions, please. By the way, 1 minute, sir. Anybody is getting confused if you are not clear. Gopi took the pain of documenting it. Let me show you something. Open. There is a Word document as well. Okay. Click on Start. Go to PowerShell. Run as administrator. Check your execution policy. Make it unrestricted. Okay. There is a PS1 file. Open the file. Okay. And copy the PS1 script, right? And run in your PowerShell window. And then finally install SQL Server. So, okay, maybe 6, 12, and 19 I'll change. I'll share this document as well. So it will be easy for you when you look into it. Clear? The whole document, what to know step by step is already mentioned. Thank you, Gopi. The forum is open for questions.
Yes.
Gopi, and I'm stopping my screen share because maybe if you want to show them beyond something, you can share your screen as well.
Hi, KD.
Sir, done, no more KD. Now all Gopi. Done.
I'll go. Hi, Gopi.
Yes.
One question.
Hi,
Go to PowerShell. Go to PowerShell.
Oh, you want me to share my screen?
PowerShell. Go to PowerShell.
Yes, I am.
Blue screen. The dot tab. Blue screen. Tab only. No. Tab.
Dot tab.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You see SQL 2019 bit. Installation.
Sorry, do what?
Go to path. CD space. No. CD space. Go to path. Media path.
I'm in media path only. Please tell me. Oh, you want to go to media path?
Yeah,
media path. Yes.
Yeah. The dot. Tab.
I think it's working. No, tell us what do you want to do. First, give clarity.
Installation 2019 installation. SQL 2019 installation.
No,
You want to go into that folder?
Yeah.
Media you want me to go to SQL 2019.
Yeah.
Okay, I am there.
Yeah. Dot tab you do.
Dot tab will not work, sir. I'm not sure what you want us to do.
No, dot slash will work if you want to explore some files.
Dot slash will work. Dot tab will not work. So I'm trying it. Nothing is coming. No, what do you want us to do? Can you give a clarity? You want me to run setup.exe?
Yeah, media folder up. Media folder only SQL 2019 script is there.
Yeah, SQL Server 2019 folder is
there.
Oh, you want to run just the setup.exe like our normal command? You can do that also, your choice.
Media folder already multiple servers is there. How to pick only one server installation?
Saying a media folder contain multiple versions 12, 15, 17, 19 like that. Okay. So he want just 2019, but Vamsi, as we know, 2019 will have separate folder in the media folder, right?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, so we have to select that part.
So I'm in 19 folder now, and if you start the installation, it starts. That's a regular way that we do.
That folder already multiple instances is there.
Oh, so
multiple servers is there.
Multiple name instance KD is to. There are multiple
servers. 12 is there. 14 is
okay,
there.
so that's how what Rish, that's
how
what
to
Rish,
pick.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. That's what Rishabh said, right? You have a 12 folder. You will have a 14 folder. You will have a 16 folder.
KD, go to the command script ones or function ones.
No, I think, are you talking, he's not talking about function or code. If
No.
His question is how to select that particular. Yeah.
Oh, in the code, Vamsi,
in
the code, that Gopi will tell. Yes, Gopi, go ahead.
Yeah, so go to the path where it is picking up media. No, not here. This one is like a function, right? Go to the line you have triggered at the end. At the end of the function, what is the line you have triggered, right? To install the
In the PowerShell,
go to
in
the
PowerShell.
PS. Go to the PS
Oh,
window.
sorry. Yeah.
So this is the line,
103.
right? Here, so here, see, the answer to your question is like here there is a parameter called path.
Yeah.
I didn't get your name. What is your name? Vamsi. Yeah, Vamsi. So here you have a parameter called path, right? So there we are specifying where exactly it should go and pick the media. It is hard coded, we can say, here in the parameters.
This even for
So Gopi, what Vamsi is saying is, during installation time, he wants to pick that. I want 2005 or 2012.
No,
or
we can make it robust. So this is a function, right? We can make it as a self-script executable function also. So like we have only function on can you so now I can make you understand the difference between this ISC and blue screen window. You can make this function as a even self-efficient script, like giving some parameters to this variable and pass those parameters while calling this entire script. Like now you're telling 2019, right? We just made entire script for 2019. We can just call it as like install SQL. Don't give any name like 2019 or 2016. We can just pass a number called 2019 and make the script select based on the parameter we passed 2019, make the script select the folder in the background. That is the extra coding we have to do.
I hope you got the answer. See, now what I'm sure what you understood what Gopi said.
I made this function in a way it will accept hard-coded path. So the exact path. But you can just even develop it in a way that, okay, I will pass just 2019. It should go to the background and it should go and pick the appropriate path where the 2019 media is sitting and install the software.
If you give 17, it will pick the 17 folder.
17.
If you give
we have
16.
to do all these manipulations in the. Actually, that is a very beautiful question. In the real time world, we will not be working in this pattern. We will be having 100 servers to install SQL. We will be having 50 servers to be installing SQL.
Real time is media folder. 2000.
What we will do, we will keep this path in one shared location, and we will pass the list of server names. Like for example, what are all servers to be installed SQL server, we will pass that list of server names to that script. So it will pick for each server, it will go to the server and it will copy the media where you have placed in the shared folder, right? It will copy that specific media and you can specify in this server, if you want extra parameter, you can specify 2019, right? So then it will go, it will copy 2019 to this server and it will start installing that media with the function created in the background.
So to answer your question, code needs to be modified. Yes, it is possible. You can pick any version that you want, but code has to be adjusted accordingly. Rishabh, we have a question. Please go ahead.
So actually, where can we find proper resources for SQL PowerShell? That's the important question because I've been trying to learn PowerShell. It is not my piece of cake. So I am trying to learn. I do want to learn it for just SQL Server only. So where can we find and where can we start from, like scratch?
Perfect. Like Jafes Nover is like way ahead for thinking, and he really love the average students a lot. I don't know, maybe he's also an average student, maybe. So we already have. I mean to say, like, I'm not telling you're an average student. I am an average student.
I am an average student.
Yeah, I got this question, like the same question what you got. Like I got this question like 8.5 years back, and I just went and muggled up. And at that time, we don't even have these resources available. It's like completely depending upon Google, or we have to reach out to some other developers, not PowerShell developers, some other developers to learn constructs and come back to the PowerShell and implement them. But now, trust me, you already have PowerShell modules just specifically related to SQL. We can say that module names as SQL PS, that is a one module which is already available, and SQL Server, that is a second module which is available, and a very recent one and a very powerful module is like DBA tools. So, KD, you can just go to the blue screen once.
Guys, please listen what Gopi is telling. This is for a DBA. an excellent source. What he's telling, please focus and listen. All of you who were like off camera for you, I'm saying. Yes.
And pretty interesting concept like this. This is where we will come to a task imagination concept. So you imagine any task you will be doing in your day-to-day life, like granting permissions, configuring high availabilities, creating DR plans, installing AG, whatnot, anything, creating database, creating encrypting the database, anything. Just imagine and come here and try to find whether you have specific modules and or sorry, not modules, specific commandlets which will be like making you do those tasks. But trust me, it's already available. Everything I have already skimmed through and I have already implemented. Everything is available in the in these modules.
Gopi, how to see that commandlets? Or sorry, modules are installed in my system or not?
Get modules. Controls module, yeah, list of hyphen list available. Yeah, so here you enter. So here you can get the list of modules already installed on your laptop.
Guys, so please note you might be using a Windows 7 operating system, some of you Windows 10. So depending on your operating system, you might not have the latest modules. So you may download them, which Gopi will show you in a
SQL PS will be already installed. It's a default module, but SQL Server and DBA tools, if at all you need, you have to go and install it. Just see, SQL PS is already there. And I remember you have SQL Server also, KD. Just scroll up. SQL Server and DBA tool. There we go. So oh, you have two versions of SQL Server. So there we go. These are the modules, SQL Server and SQL PS. Do you have DBA tools, KD, in your laptop? Can you just scroll a little bit up?
I have, I think.
DBA tools also.
I don't have. Okay, I formatted my PC, so I don't have it now. I used to have it earlier.
That's okay. We can install it real quick, or
let's do it. Let's do it quickly because they will love to see that.
Okay.
Anything? Shall I install it now?
Yes, it is install simple command install hyphen module. Have you started this window as administrator? Oh yeah, it is administrator. Yes, DBA tools. That's all.
Guys, I hope you saw the command, sir. In PowerShell, run a command called install-module space DBA tools. Press enter. Of course, your PC should be connected to internet, no doubt, and then it will download all the modules.
That is an online installation. If at all in organizations, if you're facing the issue not where you will end up not having internet to your servers and this stuff, you can do offline installation as well. That is like go to the Google and type DBA tools. You will have installation steps immediately. There you will have online installation, offline installation. If you go to the offline installation, you will be having the package available there. You can extract it, copy in the at any path you wish to save your module, and just import that. Once you import that, all the commandlets will be available to you as to all.
I have it.
Oh, is it?
I have it, but it's an older version. Shall I use force option?
No. I think it's good. It's already installed, right? That's fine. Yeah, you can use force also. Yeah, we didn't skimmed through the list of the modules properly.
Yeah. Sir, everyone, just one thing. Okay, there's a website called dbatools.io. Oh my God. Oh my God. So many scripts are available. So many. The list is completely mind-blowing. You just have to go to this website and see proper documentation. You want to anything you want to do, anything you can when it's free, open source. Gopi, you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, this is actually developed by I forgot his name. His name is Ravi Kumar or something. But he's from Andhra Pradesh. But trust me, he just went to each and every corner of the SQL Server. Every corner. What are all implementations we will do in SQL Server? He just automated all the tasks and prepared these modules. When I said to say that if you have imagination of automating any task, not only SQL related, any other task in IT world, you can also develop your own script. If at all you're reaching out to that peaks of interest, you can develop your own modules. I developed my own module for one company. I used to work for DevOps company before to this company called no, it's not my before last company. It is like previous organization. So there I have developed environment specific module for DevOps deployments. So that will work that way also. You can just create your own modules based on the scenario. If at all you reach to that point, definitely it is very easy in PowerShell to reach that point. It's not tough.
So Gopi, I installed the module. So quickly, please, anything can be shown them. Looking at the time as well, we
yeah,
have 6 more.
You can see the command that's available in that module. So go to get command. So yeah, before even coming to get command, guys. So if like I don't know how many audience we have. Like 69 participants we have. Out of 69 participants, at least a few people can have a question like where exactly to start in PowerShell, right? How to begin the coding. Don't even go to the structures. If you go to any institution or any PowerShell training, right, they will tell that you want to know C basics, you want to know core system structured language basics and all this stuff. Don't listen to them. You don't want to know any basics. Of course, to write some massive scripts or this thing to develop, you want to understand a very little concepts like if loop, for each loop are very minimal concepts. Those are like very easy concepts, not at all a rocket science. Very easy concepts with a basic syntax. They are already documented, and we can also explain you in a better way if it is a wider session in future. But now I will tell where to start exactly with PowerShell. Start with get command. So get command is the command which will help you explore the commands available in your PowerShell world, in your laptop or in a server, wherever it can be. So now hit enter, KD. This will show up the list of commandlets, not list of modules, list of commandlet. It will take some time. It will just scroll on for some time, and it will give you the huge list. It's executing. Yeah, it started now. So it started getting all the commandlets belong to all the modules installed in the server, and the list will be little huge. Means the default providing only will be huge. Okay, he would have installed some couple of good amount of modules already, since he is working on this PowerShell nowadays a lot. PowerShell lover. So yeah, see, it is getting all the commandlets which are available now. So these many commandlets are available, guys. So trust me, if you are using 10% of it, you will make wonders in it. Not even 10%, leave 10%. If you're using 2% or 1% of it, you will make wonders in IT world. Wonders, trust me. Wonders. You just go through DBA tools now. You want, okay, no, Gopi, I don't want all these commands. I want to know what are all commandlets available for DBA tool. I think that is the next question which will come up from that. Vamsi, right? Who asked this question?
No, this question came from who asked this question? So, Rishabh.
Okay. Okay. So this is what is it? Bishop, right?
Rishabh. VV.
Rishabh. Yeah. They get command. If you ask me, no, Gopi, I want only commandlets available in DBA tools. This is how, like hyphen. Give hyphen. Module. See, that is the fourth option. Stylus is helping us a lot. Space. DBA tools. Yeah, hit enter. So it will get you what are all commandlets available in DBA tools.
So I hope you all observed I installed DBA tools, right? What is the command for installing installing DBA tools modules, sir? Install
that module.
All module.
DBA tools.
That was the command for installing the module. Second one is getting all the commandlets inside it. So you want to create a database. There is a command for commandlet for
everything. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So if you ask me what is this function and what is this DBA tool, I can do the this in this way. This is like a pretty much manual created module. So they wrote all functions here. But if at all it is a Microsoft created module, you will find like 80% of commandlets not functions, right? So even scroll little up, KD, you have you see, this is a commandlet. What now you can ask me, what is the difference between commandlet and function? There is absolutely no difference. Okay, the only difference is commandlet is a organizational or like a parental function created and wrapped it up in a .NET package and given to you, where you can't explore it and check how exactly they wrote that command. You can't go and see the function, what it is exactly doing. But coming to function and coming to script, you can go in and you can just open it up and you can just see the function, how they wrote it actually. So that is the only difference. Both the things are same concept, but Microsoft guys don't want you to understand some specific commandlets, how they actually they are writing in the background. They will wrap them in a commandlets. Apart from them, whatever they want to show you, they will keep everything in a function. If I am writing red, I will keep it in a function or a commandlet. It's my wish. So if I am like maybe I'm selfish enough, okay, nobody should understand my commandlets, how I wrote, but they should only use them and make their work them. What I will do, I will just wrap it in a commandlet, right? So if at all I think no, people might think that okay, in future whatever commandlet I wrote, whatever function I wrote, might need some other functionalities, right? Maybe now Rishabh is thinking that okay, he wrote it very well, but I need some other extra masala to be added to it, like not only creating a login. With creating a login, I want to assign some default privileges, okay, like that. It can be anything. Imagination, your doesn't have any boundaries. Imagination, you can imagine anything. So in such cases, if I am thinking that okay, he should be able to modify my script, I will write it as a function. No, he should not be like manipulating my script. He should reach out to me to get some new update to that script. Then I will write it as a command. That's it. So you can see, you can scroll down, KD. So in DBA tool, sorry about this. Yeah, so you can create databases. You can convert Excel files to the tables. You can just import, export. You can truncate, delete. You can do anything using this thing. Yeah, these commandlets. You will have a write SQL. See here, function from bottom third, right? DBA table data. So I used that commandlet like at least 10,000 times from past 8 years. 10,000 times in my coding, because most of the people will come like I will be working in shared pool. I will be working in some dedicated projects, right? So whenever I used to work in shared pool in a company called Betsol, so suddenly some team will come and so we have a pretty cute and sweet environment, but we don't have a proper monitoring mechanism. So they will tell that Gopi, please create us some dashboards, or Gopi, please create us some reports, which will get us like DB health check reports, and where it will monitor all high availabilities, health status, and all this stuff. And, yeah, okay. So how to do that? You have to go. You have to prepare a T-SQLs for that. Just use the PowerShell. Execute this T-SQL across 1,000 servers you have, and get all those details right into a table and prepare a HTML report. Everything is doable only with PowerShell. You don't want any other stuff. You can just send them a mail on daily basis or weekly basis, whatever you want. You can schedule it. You can just collect the data, write into the table, or write into the Excel, whatever it is, you can do it. And you can just display them the HTML report. HTML also, you don't want to write HTML syntax from scratch. When I say HTML syntax from scratch, you know, right, HTML is a separate individual language where it has a lot of syntaxes to it. But PowerShell made that easy. They thought like, okay, everybody will think like Gopi only. Gopi doesn't know HTML. I know HTML. I came across those paths, but I'm just telling you the example. Gopi doesn't know the HTML. Poor Bechara DBA, we want to give him a simplified solution. We already have a commandlet, convert to HTML. If you have any set of records, like select star from so-and-so table, just pass those set of data to convert to HTML. It will convert that to beautiful HTML based on the options you selected there, and you can just send that HTML table as a attachment or as a body of the mail. In the mail itself, it will be as a body. So all these things are very easily doable in PowerShell. That's the reason I will be keep on recommending you this sorry PowerShell to learn at the very first place.
So
Because
Gopi, I did one thing if you're noticing on the screen.
yes, I'm seeing that.
Yeah. My instance is down. One second, sir. Sorry.
You can start instance with PowerShell as well.
No, I think my command is wrong. So, sir, this is a command for creating a database if you really want to. It's a command for creating a database. I did not stop my instance. I'm surprised what happened. Yeah, worked, right, Gopi?
Yes.
Sir, look at this, Rishabh. We used a DBA tools IO to create a database, and SQL temp database got created. I'm opening Management Studio. I'll show you the databases there. So, I mean, guys, everyone, you can create a login, you can create a database inside SQL Server we are talking about. I think we'll not bore you more. Class is up, but we already exceeded by 20 minutes. But any other questions anybody have, we'll take over. We'll done with the class almost. Because we don't want to consume
so many questions. Like, first of all, 3 questions. We are learning
before that, sir, before that, there was a question in the chat. Somebody said that, can I install multiple instances? Yes, of course you can install, not at one time. Obviously, one after another, multiple instances can be installed once.
No, one time also is possible, Katie.
But no, in the same mission, right? Not in the same
yes,
mission.
same mission one time is not.
I am asking at a time
mission.
multiple instances.
It is possible, Katie. We can write the code like by reading one by one line, and we can pass
in one laptop at a time. 3 instances don't get installed. Right?
No. In a laptop, it will not.
That's what laptop per server. That's what Vamsi. What was you talking about?
The real time.
No, wherever, sir. But in one machine, one time, you can't install multiple instances.
I think his question is not in one mission. I think if we're having 100 servers, how to install, right? At a time.
Yes, 100 server, how to install?
It is possible. Here we have 2 ways. One way is like doing one by one. If you think that okay, one installing one in one server, it is take 5 minutes. 100 servers, it might take 100 into 5 minutes. That is exactly correct. There where that multitasking of PowerShell is came into picture. So you can start these installations as a job in the background. Okay, you can just trigger 100 installations at a time, and just you can sit and wait for 5 to 10 minutes. Everything will be installed in the background. You can just go and verify. That's all.
Okay.
So yeah, Krishna, go ahead. And Avinash, he was not asking about in one machine same installations. He was talking about multiple machines, multiple installations. Yes, Krishna, go ahead.
So, let's say we got a job of SQLDBA. Of level 1 only. I come home, work from home. I use PowerShell to run these scripts. So, like, the basic point of PowerShell is automation only, right? So the companies allow this, like we can script and because, for example, the company told you have to create 10 logins per day or 100 logins per day, for which they give us 2 hours. But by using PowerShell, we are completing the task in just 15 minutes.
They do allow, so because you're saving productive hours and you're saving $25 per hour. Example, you save $50.
We have 2 parts actually. That's a really good and humor question actually in real time world. Sometimes
like what's the use of PowerShell? Like, yeah, that's
that's the exact point I'm coming on to. So here there are 2 questions here. If you are not automating today, tomorrow someone else will automate it. The thing is, if, I will pick the same example. You're telling I'm taking 2 hours, so you're completing that in 2 minutes. So what it impacts? It impacts in a way like manpower may get impacted. So the company recruiting 10 people end up recruiting only 3 or 4 people since you are smart enough to complete the tasks in 2 minutes. the same reason what we does in organization. This is offline discussion. We will not show up to the management that we are doing it in this way. We will make our lives chill. I at least coming to me, I will show up that I'm working 6 hours real hard and 2 hours I'm attending meeting. But in reality, I'll be working half an hour in my regular world. I'm chilling out 5.5 hours and 2 hours I will be really working hard in the meetings, saying that, okay, I'm doing all these tasks and I'm working on other automation tasks and I'm working that task, this task. But in reality, I will complete all the tasks in half an hour. That is your feasibility.
Krishna, it is allowed, sir. It is allowed.
It is allowed, and it is allowed, and management want you to do that work because obviously every company is expecting productivity now, not quality of work, not quantity of work. They are expecting a quality of work. So how you are doing that? Whether you are suffocating yourself to do that work, or you are doing that with joyfulness, right? Their PowerShell came into picture and changed a lot of parameters in this day-to-day world. You can automate the tasks. To be frank, if you want to install a SQL Server in 100 boxes, it is like a 1.5 month project. If it is a single resource, at least 1.5 month project. But in reality, you can just complete the task in 10 to 15 minutes now. That screw up lives. It is actually happening in the current market. Trust me, some DevOps management came to me directly. Gopi, we request you to develop everything, but don't like put that in front of the management, at least which the scripts related to DevOps, because they will think that we are not doing anything, and they might think of layoff, because it happens, right? So if they are DevOps, at least my DevOps team is like 17 people who are taking like huge packages. I can't reveal those packages, like huge packages. They will be huge. DevOps means they obviously they think developers and they deserve to be. But in reality, once I pitched in, the management seriously thought like half of the team are sitting idle because half of the team are just doing deployments. But where I came into picture, I wrote a separate PowerShell module, my own PowerShell module to deploy the stuff. They don't want to do anything. They just want to add the parameters and schedule it. On that morning, when the change is started, engineer comes and go to the change and okay, change start. It will go and trigger the PowerShell script. It will do the deployment within 15 seconds to 20 seconds. Deployment is done. But before that, it is a concept of getting into the call of 6 people, interactively doing. Testing engineer will give his results. This engineer will give their results. DevOps engineer will deploy, testing. All this concept used to take 6 hours to complete this deployment. But now it is completing in 5 seconds. So that moment they got really scared and came to me and told that, okay, Gopi, please don't put these automations in front of management. Please help me in that way. That the lady literally
save our job. Huh? They said save our job.
Literally requested me. Literally requested me. She's
so
a very
Giri has a question, Gopi. Giri also has a question. So yes,
yeah, Giri, please.
Yeah, that if you are mentioning instance name, that's all right. It will pick that server version.
Yeah, right, sir. New iPhone DBA database, right? The module that I used, is it?
Yes, sir. You mentioned instant name. That's all. It will
that's all. Instance name and
automatically.
Data version it will pick up the version automatically.
Okay.
See, it
yeah, when you say create the database and if you're giving the instance name, it is like you are intended to, like your intention is to create in that version, right? So it doesn't have that instance already have 2019. It will go and create the database in 2019. That's all.
Okay. So I have like adjacent to this only. If everyone, because PowerShell has been there since 2006, then why do companies don't like for example, for attending the interview only, they are straight away saying, if you know SQL and PowerShell only, then attend the interview. Because automation is
the problem here is, right, I'll answer this question. I'll take the privilege of answering this question. The reason is people, the 2006, right? It is 2022. You won't believe even now also, maximum DBS, 95% of DBS don't want to learn PowerShell. Few of them are fascinated. Few of them are forced. Few of them have no choice that they learn. Some of them are learning by force. Some of them are learning by choice. So the point is, industry cannot make it mandate. For example, Krishna, Azure has come in 2000. Let's talk about Azure. 2014 Azure was launched. It's already how many years now? Many years. But why are they not now? Now the sense started. They're asking, if you have Azure skills in interview, it is good. Like that, PowerShell skills, if you have, it is good, is what they are saying. But nobody mandates it. It's not. It's tough.
But we can use PowerShell, right? Like in our laptop or in our laptop.
PowerShell, see, it's like, it's a respect. Now, a DBA knowing PowerShell is a respect. And sir,
It is
if you and I are in the same team, you know PowerShell and I don't know PowerShell, definitely the person's respect will be definitely higher, because the person would not want to look at him, right? He's chilling 5 hours per day or per in a week or whenever, and he's finishing his work in the smart way possible. So hard work is not the point always. Smart work is also a point. That's what Gopi was reflecting.
That not only the concept. I'm not chilling out 5.5 hours. I'm investing
That was a
the
joke.
time on
You said
other.
it, so I said it.
No. Yeah. That is in me. I have privilege of chilling 5.5 hours. Definitely that. But I'm investing the time to
In
learn
something else.
other new concepts like Power BI. For reporting these health reports. Now I am doing everything in Power BI since I have a plenty amount of time in my daytime to invest on. I'm just investing on that and learning some other new concepts. Here now the current market, as you said, it's pretty robust. They are expecting sun and moon only, that for sure. But they are not making it a mandate to learn PowerShell. Otherwise, you will not have that kind of statements. I'm not hearing from here and there. But if you learn it, you will stand separately in your team. Okay, so Krishna
That's good.
or
Yeah.
Rishabh, he knows something special than other people, where he can do the tasks very efficiently, thinking very smartly, not like a normal regular process everybody does. So that's something definite. Trust me, it's a very important concept at the time of appraisal. I came across all these years, and I can't open it, but my growth is like quite graph is like quite pitching. The package I started with, the package now it's nowhere in match. So that's only I have achieved with this PowerShell. Only. The only reason my resume will be filled up with the automations I have covered, tasks I have achieved, and modules I have written in PowerShell, they will have a special interest. Okay, what is this guy, PowerShell guy? Okay, let's. In fact, while they're interviewing me, they are recruiting someone else from the external, like sources, third-party sources, to interview me on PowerShell, because they don't know the PowerShell. They can't interview me, right? So they're recruiting someone else and they're making the interview, and obviously I'm giving my best, and they're recruiting me with the package what I need, not what they suggest. So whatever number I am telling, they should agree for that, because I'm telling this is a market I have. Because out of 100 people, you will have 5 or 10 developers, PowerShell developers, who can automate the entire world across, for like industry world across. So that means I have a market. So maybe that will not be the case in future. The Jaffrey's don't want that to be the case. Now maybe after down the line 5 years, 6 years, PowerShell will be a common or a basic stuff which every DBA should know.
And one thing, Krishnan, so sir, it is, and remember that he has spent first a decent of 10 years on SQL Server, got strong into SQL Server, then explored the Azure space. So yes, of course, we need to build one skill first, strong skill set, followed by Azure. So time is up. We have crossed already 30 minutes. Any other questions, please, before we close the session today? All this content will be there in the P Cloud, so please go there. The recording will be available. We'll be sharing it. Please show demo of what, sir?
How it is compatible on open source, KD? PowerShell, how it is compatible on open source?
As Gopi said, 6.0, 7.0, and 7.2, the latest PowerShell versions are compatible across different.
You can go to, I'll quickly answer this question. You can just go to Google and type how to install PowerShell on Linux or how to install PowerShell on Mac. You will be having packages available, right? And you will be having instructions which command to be executed and where you have to place this package, and everything are pretty well documented in MSDN documents. So no need to even ask anyone else. Trust me, guys, MSDN has everything. But the only thing is, we will not properly go and read through it. We'll not go through it properly. That's right. MSDN has a lot more. In fact, I started muggling up, reaching out to that developer, this developer, learning basic construct when I was beginning. But later on, once I was, I didn't get your question.
No, there was no question. By mistake. Go ahead.
Okay. So once you go through these MSDN documents, right, you will not reach out to anyone else. It has everything you need.
Okay, so sir, I'm sorry, so sorry for taking half an hour additional than the actual plan. Gopi, thank you. In spite of the constant cough, you have stuff to talk about.
Sure.
And guys, I mean, it'd be very less to say thanks to a person because he made a document. He helped me with the slides. These are older ones, but again, the script, the code, so that you guys make it comfortable. You do a little smooth walk on the cake. But believe me, this is just the basics. This is just the fundamental. This doesn't mean that we all will become very strong in PowerShell with this one session. Not at all. That was not the agenda, sir. The agenda of this class was to tell you that there is another world as well. There is another wonderful world. And again, it is not a complex world. Trust us, it is not. If it was a tough world, we would have not even, it is not Java, it is not say C++ or C language. If it was that, sir, we would have not even bought this discussion. Right? So when you have a live proof of somebody who was non-programmer, who has learned it the hard way, now then we can also get motivated. The only thing is we need to spend time. So requesting all of you, now don't turn your direction towards PowerShell because many of you are starting the course now. Okay. So please focus on the SQL Server front. Some of you are yet to get a job, so get into the job first. And some of you who are on the job, sir, for you, definitely, yes, you should maybe start looking into PowerShell. People who are yet to get it first, okay, fine, you know it, right? Today, you know what is PowerShell. You know the power of a PowerShell. So you know it today, that is sufficient. I think you're taking back home something that this is valuable, at least that one, right? And again, sir, somebody asked me a question just now in the chat. Do you have a PowerShell course? And I said, like, please wait. If that is launched, we will keep you informed. As of now, there is no PowerShell course. But if it launches, we'll definitely be informed. And one last thing, sir. One last thing I'm saying. Let's end now. Sorry for delaying. It's a journey, right? It doesn't come the easy way, right? You should learn one by one. Patience, 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 and patience. So you can be a master. Like Gopi, we have a couple of more DBAs as well. But I would say, if you ask me who is at least one of the best that you have seen, I would undoubtedly take his name within the DBA space. Okay, I'm talking about DBA. So there are so many other PowerShell programmers. I'm not saying no, but within the DBA space, at least in my reach of all the friends that I know of, Gopi is one guy, Kashyap is one more. We have many more people. Okay, so yeah, just Aditya, Kashyap, Gopi. So clear. So I'll share all the content. You'll be getting it. You can use that document. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And but at least do things. Sir. Learn basic commandments. Install SQL Server through PowerShell. At least you get the feel of, okay, I know what's PowerShell. Interviews, if somebody asks you what is PowerShell, at least you know what to say, right? You got a lot to talk. Fundamentally, you have got a lot to talk. Okay, thank you. I think with that, thank you, Gopi, for spending your time on the weekend for us. And thanks all of you for your patience and being there. Additionally, for 40 minutes more than what the class was scheduled for. 2 hours, you are seated like that. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
guys,
everyone.
if anybody is looking forward, sir, if any PowerShell session, if you would want to, because Gopi can show a lot more what he has shown today. So we'll see, we can schedule one more, but keep me informed on the WhatsApp and we can converse. If you really feel like seeing something additional, but first you finish what is given. If you implement this first, all of you, let's plan one more session where possible. I'll call other batch friends also, and we can connect and talk about PowerShell.
KD, can we get any small scenarios?
Scenarios for what, sir?
The small scenarios, like, whatever in a DBA level. So if you get some little bit, like, very basic level scenarios, then we can practice and we can start to learn.
Today we did 2, right? So one is installing SQL Server through PowerShell. Second one is creating a database through PowerShell through DBA tools like that. So anything can be done, sir. Login creation, schema creation, mapping the user. So what is happening? If you ask me a question, what is frequently used? It depends on DBA to DBA. Right? We cannot generalize. It becomes DBA to DBA. But let's see if we can figure out some scenarios and we can give something. I'll definitely try to do it. I'll see Gopi's help and important scenarios will frame it. Sure.
Task imagination, we can imagine any task and we can try to implement
anything can be done. Summarize, anything can be done. What is important, it's tough to say, but some important stuff we can give for sure. Okay, thank you everyone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone.
First of all, thank God this was not on Sunday. If it was Sunday, it would have killed all of us, both of us. So this is on Saturday. Okay. Thank you, sir. Meet you back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thanks, Gopi. You're amazing PowerShell.
Yes.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Gopi.
Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.
Okay. Thank you.